Spanish Creek is down below us. And as we look out in the distance at the mountains, I'm not certain what that is, but I guess many of these mountains have no name at all anyway. We're in the Gallatin National Forest. This is a remote campground. There's a trail of horses back there. And ride them around. They also come back in here in season and hunt elk off of the horse.
Check them out. Now, Montanans, the guys that work this ranch here, they'd shoot that coyote. They'd get out right now with a rifle and shoot it. You know, just like the wolf thing. They don't want wolves back. They think coyotes do damage to their property. I think things like that are kind of stupid. I mean, they don't do anything. Coyotes are not a big deal.
Yes.
Turner Properties. The Flying D Ranch. This is where Ted Turner's, what do you call those guys? He's pretty big ranch hand.
Oh, he's foreman?
Foreman. That's one of the foreman's properties. This is the Gallatin River. This is a very popular whitewater rafting. The water's about midway up on the rock. Just recently a gentleman lost his life at this point because he got into the water on the far side of the big rock. The raft flipped over and he got washed downstream. It's a fun river, but it's also dangerous.
This cabin was built before it became a national park. And because it was built before it became a national park, the man that built it was allowed to keep it. What you see over there is a runoff from glacier snowmelt. People climb these rocks clearly. Okay, let's, there we go.
I have much gray hair.
Uncle Remus, take your hat off a minute. There you go.
I got my hat off.
Wait, here we go. We got Carmichael with hair, and Carmichael with no hair.
There you go.
We have the two Carmichaels.
Yeah, but he's getting there, honey.
Oh no, I don't think I'll ever catch up. I might be as white as you.
Let me ask you this: what happened to all the Sawyer boys? Do you know it?
Oh, well, let's see. The Sawyer boys.
The camera's running.
Oh, no. We won't tell you.
Hello, George.
Well, did Nelson turn gay?
We're in Jan and
He's,
Mark's apartment.
his wife, he lives over his mom and dad.
Margie and George.
Somebody told me that.
And I think George is ready to go home. Uncle Remus is ready to go home.
Man, I've been bit many times already.
Looking out over the campground in Yellowstone. George is putting the stickers on his map. And now cover all the states, I think. Picture of the moon. Here in West Yellowstone. Well, no, there's no coming.
You have
This is the first stop at a geyser, or a thermal boiling pot, or whatever you want to call it. 30th of June, 1996, Yellowstone National Park. Looking at the Tower Falls, the water running away from the falls with the Bibbers River. Emerald Spring, Norse. Geyser Basin. Steamboat Geyser. Erupts irregularly 4 days to 50 years apart. They erupt 8 to 10 times higher than Old Faithful.
We'll do the picture of this one.
Got a Uncle Remus, the tourist over there.
Mule deer. Crazy up on the side. All I know.
This is Cistern Spring. Still pretty as ever.
Changing the airport and
With all the devastation and the fire behind it.
I said, then I have a problem with that. And
Back at Steamboat Geyser, I need to correct one bit of information. It's 3 to 4, 2 to 3 times the average height of Old Faithful. Last erupted October 2nd, 1991.
The name comes from the pearly center, which forms much of the basin below. It is dissolved from volcanic rock in great depth and deposited on the hot water flows out onto the surface and evaporates. To reach Porcelain Basin, take the trail to your right. I'm not going to do that. I'm close enough.
This is the end of a picnic lunch.
shake it up,
Our
George.
first day in
I did.
Yellowstone on the way to Mammoth. There's City in the Cliffs. Volcanic glass, black volcanic glass makes it glisten. And volcanic eruption 180,000 years ago. and spewed out molten rock. This is on the National Book of Historical Monuments, built in 1931. Sheep-eater cliffs. Sheep-eater Indians inhabited this area. Evidence of this has been found in these cliffs and those down by the river. The Indians used the bighorn sheep as a source of food, and white men called them sheep-eaters. The cliffs are formed by basalt lava which cooled in the form of polygonal columns. Got a herd of elk out there. We counted from 19 to 24. A lot of them are laying down in the graves. Well, we've got 4 elk there, the one in the back has a fresh growth of antlers. Four of them right across. That's the Gallatin Moon we're looking at with the snow on the peak. When we were in Bozeman riding around with Mark, we were on the other side of this range of mountains. Another angle of the waterfall through the Golden Gate Pass. To reach Yellowstone Pass from Mammoth Springs, the Corps of Engineers built the wooden trestle through here in 1885. Named because of Lake Cardinal, or the volcanic rock. The alternative route through Snow Pass is a scene of many breakdowns. So steep was the climb that the tailgate on the wagon fell off, they lost their load. The wooden trestle was replaced by this concrete. Looking out across the Yellowstone Plateau on the other side of Golden Gate, just a short distance. This is called Cupid Spring.
Unless it's you can't do that.
Residue from the springs.
Out on
Same elk.
Cos'è quel colore? Vuoi dire che se uno va dentro l'acqua i batteri che con il
Spring in the distance.
Qua c'è una stradina.
Closer up to that spring that we took a picture of. A little further up the trail. A lot of contrast in this view. Light, green vegetation. Stop for a minute at the under this trail, take a view of the town further down in the valley. They stand at the end of the trail, looking back up over the mountains of many years of the water from these hot springs. Actually, it's the prettiest view of any of the things view. Apparently these elk need the minerals from the deposits, and he appeared to be in vegetation at all.
So, here's a picture of Don and the Gardner River in the background. We're in West Yellowstone on the Yellowstone National Park on the upper loop, and that is the Gardner River, named after Don Gardner.
Now go ahead, George.
I'm being honored by having my picture taken on the bridge over the Gardner River, named after Mr. Donald Gardner of Millersville, Maryland. It is pretty scenic.
Sure is.
And where's that?
Arizona or New Mexico.
This is a petrified tree in Yellowstone. They figured it's indistinguishable from the redwoods in California 50 million years ago. And this was damp, tropical climate. It was covered. And I think what petrifies them when they draw mineral from the soils.
I assume it. I don't know what I'm talking about either.
I haven't checked this, but I think it's the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. taking pictures and enjoying the landscape and the scenery. The women hang around the car. This is the first I think they've been at in 2 hours. No, they did go to the bathroom at one point. Really, there should be some way that they could get in a vehicle and just ride without getting tired, because they don't need to see anything else except what they see from the vehicle. Raven just walking around here as big as you please. I don't know how much of this valley we got is taking the picture of the bird, but it sure is. Here, let me have the camera and I'll take a snapshot. Did you get your, Hey, Marge. Margaret.
Yeah.
Margaret, lay down and make an angel.
No, thank you. Oh, no, you hit it. Oh, was it up and you pushed it?
You didn't get the picture taken?
Yeah.
Did you get your snapshot?
Yeah. No.
Well, Margaret, take her snapshot.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, traffic jam.
You had a deer in the back of that truck.
I got this. I got this. I want to get those trees. June 1996, and
I expect this is probably the first time that I've seen it on June the 30th. And certainly on June the 30th, 1996, that I've been able to stick my hand in it.
You pretty sure it is this day?
Rubbing the velvet off his antlers. see the geysers. Seen from the geysers.
That's probably as good as Granddad, isn't it? Neat.
Part of the Grand Teton Range. Bucket Mountain, T-Winnett, Grand Teton, Minot, Mount St. John, Mount Woodley, Mount Moore, Bivouac Peak, Roaring Thunder, and Eagle's Nest Peak. Stone River comes roaring through this gorge. Margaret's at the brim of the Yellowstone River rushes through this gorge into a falls. West entrance to Yellowstone National Park. Right on the edge of West Yellowstone. Pictures down through one of the main streets. Westbound the avenue. Across the Yellowstone Monastery, Lady of the Pine Mission Church. Deacon had service in here Sunday morning. The administrator had to say Mass, and I believe he said both. The collection was to go for the completion of winterizing, so they wouldn't have to say Mass in the basement, looking up Madison Avenue towards Yellowstone. This is pictures of the inside of the church. You can probably pick out little cracks up in the rafters where they want to repair and replace windows, put double panes, do whatever they can so they can have mass up here, have services, rather than going down the basement. The picture of George taking pictures of the log cabin that Gene and kids stayed in back in the early 60s when they came through here on the way home from the whole war. Picture down Highway 20, the direction we came in from Bozeman, Montana. I was looking back over the cabins down 20 towards that campsite, KOA and West Yellowstone. Looking down the street, runs alongside of the chapel. Maybe see the peak of it on the left of the chapel. Sitting in a campground looking out over the pasture. Quite a few head of cattle. That's the direction of West Yellowstone. Into the mountains that go again. Traverse through Yellowstone, west entrance, and out the east entrance into Cody. Looking down the hill in the park to our campsite. George is just below us, two campsites. Looking west into the mountains from the top of the hill of the campground. I think that's a filtration system. They have hot tubs, swimming pool, and so forth. Down the hill over the campgrounds to the area where they have their cabins. You see the roof of the office and concession stand, restaurant, gift shop, whatever. See where we're set up over there. These little bikes are real popular. I never saw them before. Although we got some bigger ones. And at the office area, got a couple of bears. Somebody in here to chainsaw artist. Been working on it. Chainsaw artist place of business. Got a teepee set up. Some of his books on display. I see a sign there that he's going to eat.
I don't know. I like alligator bark juniper a lot.
Is that difficult to get around here?
Yeah, it only grows in like the southwest, over in Arizona.
You're apparently from around this part of the country.
Well, I'm originally from Detroit, but I came over here and got stuck on the mountains.
Oh, yeah, to the camera, tell me
Okay. I'm Jack Eppinger.
Appreciate it. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I thank you for your information.
Thank you.
I have my friend, his son in Bozeman. He was like you. He came out here about 5 years ago. I don't know how long you've been here.
I've been like 1980. I came over here.
Oh yeah, and he fell in love with the place. And well, they're out with their bikes now. came from somebody big enough for 3 or 4 people to ride in. These little jobs. And they're coming a couple. Here's George's set up. I'm being called to supper. There goes the lost tourist. I would like to got there when she was there scratching her head and realized she was going the wrong direction. She's zeroed in now. She's headed in the right direction. We're in Canyon Village on the way out of the park. We go down to Fishing Bridge and then out the east entrance to Cody Village on the way home. We'll go down to Fishing Bridge and out the east entrance to Cody. We're stopped here on the east entrance. Of course, we're on the way out. A lot of restructuring of roads and varying degrees of
At Yellowstone.
this is in Yellowstone. We've got a loading operation going where they're gouging out the side. They are widening and rebuilding, straightening out turns, one thing and another. And you run this outfit, do you? Huh? Yeah. How about that helper of yours there? What's his name?
Slave number 1.
Slave number 1, he said. You ride very much?
Not very much.
Not very much?
I just ride at one time.
Oh, yeah?
The boss don't have to ride.
I know, he has to keep everybody else in line.
Heck yeah.
What, are these all your horses, are they? Wait, these
Well,
your
they're
horses?
boss, the boss is the real boss.
Oh, yeah? You work for
Subway.
you work for somebody.
Yeah, I'll take the camera now, Sonny. Which one you gonna ride, Doc? Which one did you pick
I
up?
figured one of those over on along the fence there.
That brown one?
What'd you say your name was?
Travis.
Travis? Travis didn't give me any yes, no, maybes or anything, so.
It just depends on who's here and how things go. We're kind of on a first come, first served basis.
Well, if you're not first, how do you get two first?
Show up.
We're here.
A little early for 5 o'clock.
We'll be back. O'Neill, we reserved the horses.
At what time?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
And there's a cowboy.
And he knows I'm gonna be here because I looked him in the eye.
Okay. He asked me what I needed to do to reserve the horse. I said, look me in the eye and tell me you want the horse.
Yeah, but
We can rig one up for you.
Did Don find his? He's somewhere at the other one.
What, somebody leave?
In case we need it. For any reason whatsoever. And Karen ties you in a knot right on top of that thing. That's pretty cool.
Oh, let's do that.
When you go just like that.
That's it.
This is Johnny.
Get on.
I'm ready for you to get on. This is Johnny.
Get on this side.
Are you ready to get on?
I don't know.
That's because you got those so high.
This is George getting on the horse here. Let's see. He says the horse's name is Geronimo. Let's see where he goes now.
He said he had to be bow-legged to ride a horse.
Don's still checking his horse out. I'll have to see what he does now. Let's see. His horse is over here on the side.
You put it on
He's got a
pause,
white
it's
one.
doing nothing, George.
You ride very much. Quite a bit.
George, when you put it on pause, it's doing nothing.
It's doing nothing. Wait for you to press record again.
Too long.
All right, it's recording. That's not this is. Hold on.
Don's on got his fixed.
All right, let's come over here to Don. Let's see if he's getting on this horse.
What do I do? Put my feet in them like that. Now, do I ride off the side of the
Okay.
road? That does. If I want to go that way, I do this. If I want to go that way, I do this.
You might have to bring it up here.
Yeah.
Where are you going, George?
Pull back on
Where
stop.
are you going?
Kick him in the belly with your heel if you do. Hope you don't. Okay, I guess
Okay, he's on there. Let's see
He's got
now.
all his together. George is still waiting for him. George is ready.
Okay, that's Cowboy Don's up there and the horsey. Let's see. Does
You
it have?
follow the girl.
Does record have to
follow the
stay
girl.
on? Does record stay on while you're taking the picture?
Hey, hey.
There he goes.
There
he
goes
goes.
George. Off with Geronimo. They're going to pick up Don and the leader. The girl leader.
I gotta shut
They
this
had
off
to
and
delete
take it.
George.
Go down here quite a ways and drop down the backside.
Shoot. These will be some pictures, I tell you. Okay, here's a big horseman. We're going out. Oh my goodness. And they're going to a rodeo tonight.
They're going up on the hill and then come back. That's all.
But a big job that's on in Prescott, I know, a riding number homes in the big road. Now it's early in the spring, a Billy Harbour behind, and the spin of people got me drifting, rain riding, drifting cowboy.
Introduce to you right now, I want you to welcome to the arena floor, Mr. Buffalo Bill Cody. Ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo Bill Cody had his home around here in beautiful Cody, Wyoming. But he took you back to the little scene of what was then a Wild West show in Cody, Wyoming. Ladies and gentlemen, the wagon has been attacked by the Indians, and as you can see, the wagon is now disabled. At the same time, my friend Mr. Buffalo Bill Cody, not only showcased the talent of the Cowboys, we've got some young riders to talk about as well. I want you to take a look at the side of the arena. We've got a bronc rider. Indeed we do. And Buffalo Bill Cody always showcased the talent of the Cowboy, the Wild Wild West. Let's cheer our bronc rider on. Ladies and gentlemen, it got wild in the West Indies did. And with Buffalo Bill Cody on side, I want you to know that the Wild West show close of yesteryear were the start of rodeo as we know it today. Rodeo Cowboys Association. Beautiful, it's called Pro Rodeo. $200,000 scoreboard. Here comes the banner of Dodge Trucks and Friends like Fremont Motor Company and Dodge Trucks have brought our friends. It is the Dodge Truck Rodeo Series for 1996. The original brand, Coors, and Coors are the PRCA, folks, the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. We are the sanctioning body of this great rodeo, and this is only one of almost 800 stops on the Pro Rodeo Tour of our Stars and Stripes of America. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are very pleased and proud to have with us the Mounted United States Marine Color Guard. This Color Guard was formed in May of 1967 and has proudly served as they have showcased the beautiful flag of our great United States. In the center of our arena, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to stand today, we ask you to pause with us for our invocation. Remain standing. Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed? And have to look very far for the greatest in the world. It comes in center stage, and again as well, our beautiful color guard, the United States Marine Corps. Come on, a nice hand for our cowgirls, our Indians, our cowboys, and Buffalo Bill Cody. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we talk about sport as we know it today, indeed, we've got a lot of things to mention to you. We want to tell you that this is the 77th anniversary of the Great Cody Stampede. And at the same time, I want you to know that the greatest thing that we do is showcase the talents of cowboys and cowgirls. And as we get started tonight, I want you to know that we... The story is true. Bill Boyd, by the way, is a two-time champion from Canada. This man rodeos on both sides of the border, and we're glad for it. To see the man of the talent here, partner, this is Feliz Navidad. Tad, a very talented individual as well, but the horse that he performs with is his partner. But Charlo, as we see him today, is a very authentic representation of those who came from old Mexico 100 years ago. A little marching music for you. Nice roll here. A showman indeed. Oh, that's right. No problem, Francisco. Robert Bowers is the man. Whoa! Wyoming is the home of a lot of talent, and this man's got some right here. Take a look. Hey, hey, hey! Ladies and gentlemen, there's a man you may possibly see back here on Thursday afternoon. How about a 4 8/10 of a second run for a Thursday? Brent Ryder, here's a man from Montana. Brent Ryder, by the way, is one of our talents from the Gallatin Gateway. All-around man. There we go. Thank you so much for sponsoring the Las Vegas. Here comes the man, Tony Adams. He's a Californian. He's a talented road rider as well. You can see it. Change the order. Change the order. Let's go to Stephenville, Texas, talented Tom Reeves. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a man and a veteran in our game that's qualified for our national finals on 11 occasions. As a matter of fact, Tom Reeves right now is also among the top 3 as we speak, 3rd in the world standings. He's drawn a horse called High Noon. Now they have won quite a lot of money on this bucket horse, and Mr. Ike Sankey and family are pretty proud of him. Mr. Tom Reeves, as a matter of fact, had a banner year in 1995. This kid only won a little over $118,000 riding bucket horses. Most of us won't see that much money in a lifetime, will we, Monty? And if we did, we'd darn sure spend it on things we don't want to. Tom Reeves. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is here to ride him. What do you say? Nice job, Tom Reeves. All right, shoot two, Cleve Smith, Belfast, South Dakota. The brand H1, the big bag horse from the Sunday Rodeo Company. Neil, by the way, is also very comfortably sitting atop the leaderboard in the world standings. He is number 2 as we speak, just behind our friend Billy Atbauer. All right, Glenn, slide into the bucking chute, into the saddle. Left foot in the left stirrup, right foot in the right stirrup. You gotta keep those feet in those stirrups throughout the 8-second ride. Glenn O'Neill, mayor of Fort Alberta, Canada. Nice job. Well, I want you to welcome this man, and let's also congratulate him on a record book ride of 95 points just a couple of weeks ago. We're certainly glad to have him with you tonight. 75 is the score, 75 points for Glenn O'Neill. Let's take a look now as we can at the top. What's that? Little dilly on the dally. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful sight to see the man tonight aboard a very beautiful horse. We call him Alaska. This is a beautiful Andalasian horse, if you will. And I want you to watch the dancing talent tonight. And when you see something you like, don't be shy. Tell him about it. Not only can we do it in a forward motion, but in reverse as well. It is indeed an authentic Mexican saddle. It also handcrafted in the beautiful country of Mexico. I'm going to show you a little bit of horsemanship control now as well. Watch this. A nice bow. Now you're going to notice this man as he actually shows you an artistry of the lariat. I'm going to watch very closely. I'm going to watch as well as he shows you some very interesting maneuvers. Ladies and gentlemen, this rope as you see it tonight is about 50 feet in length. Now you'll notice very quickly that the loop that he uses can change in size from large to small, from small to large. In other words, it's not tied in a knot. He can make it as large or as small as he likes. Actually, I like to refer to this at times as doing the dancing of the lariat. So you'll notice between the two ropes, and as well as the slope of that loop, a little jump rope all by yourself on a Tuesday night. You'll notice that between his hands, the coils of the rope, at times the length of rope will heat up, if you will. He'll simply change the direction of that loop to reverse that, and the talent, as you can see, is obvious. Watch the boot heel, watch. Look at that, very closely. He's not jumping. He's simply stepping over that with the heel and the toe of his boot. Absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Look at that. Still maintaining that loop without a problem. A little pop-off routine. The routine from the flat loop to the horizontal loop. From the butterfly routine to the stage routine. You can see he incorporates it all. Took the final qualifier. Oh, Charlie Kingsbury, look at this. Nice job, Charles. Back into the saddle and the official tie inspection. We'll take a look, make sure it is done correctly, and he's going to stay tied. How about a new fast time for the night? 10 flat, 10 seconds. 7 and 8 now in front. Working, looking good. Come on, Brett. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Quickly back in the saddle. Quickly, I might add, on the run as well. How about 9 and 1? Now, why don't we help him on the finish here? Get him tied up. Well, I'll tell you what, got to him in a hurry. Flanked him, crossed him, and tied him. Hands in the air. How about 11 and 8/10 of a second? 11 and 8. He's run for Clint. You're kidding. Here we go. Hey, look at this. The officials got it done now. Up and over. Get them gathered. And time to hurry. Yes. All right. Oh, no. We broke the barrier. An extra 10 added to the 10 and 1 becomes a 20 and... All right, looking for a run of 17-15. And a nice run of 17-74. Yeah.
You've been to Reno?
I've been to Reno.
Me too. That's quite a town, isn't it?
National Finals bucking bull here. You're going to like this one. Copenhagen High Roller. This bull has jumped inside more clown barrels than we care to remember. As a matter of fact, he'll leap over the barrel a time or two before he does it just to tease you a little bit.
Time out.
What's the matter?
I gotta go.
I thought you knew that.
What?
I thought you'd heard the story.
Uh-uh.
This bull has killed 7 barrel men.
Must be fine French.
This bull has killed 7 barrel men. 2 were in the barrel.
You're kidding. Well, what's the other 5? Wait a minute.
The other 5, they were running away.
I'll take my chances.
All right, J.W. Hart, Gainesville, Texas. Shoot number 3. The Marathon Oil Bull Riding is about to take place.
He moved from Hawaii.
He moved from Hawaii.
Yeah, would you move from Hawaii to anywhere? Think about it.
Peyton, Colorado calls home now. This bull's called Pirate, number 45, the brand National Finals Cowboy here. Myron DeWard, by the way, is a man who's been actually taking the bull riding world by storm. We do tell the story. He is from Hawaii. He's a Hawaiian cowboy. Nice job. And you boys be careful down there, Rich Reiner. That's a little too close for me. Look, Butch, where are you going? What are you doing?
See that? I scared him to death.
Would you pick up that barrel again and walk out?
What?
Do that again. Yeah, that. You look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
That's not true.
With a swollen shell.
Yeah, they can't handle beer. Think about it.
Well, we're going to take it to the board. How about an 82-point Huge right here. Yeah.
Hey!
Cowboy or human being until about a year and a half ago. And we found out in a big hurry he hates clowns with little brown hats on.
I bet he didn't like judges over there either. Hey, you better get nervous, okay? Oh, he lost his hat.
Who lost his hat?
Well, the cowboy. You're disqualified. You lost your hat.
Look out. Be careful.
Look at that little bitty cowboy jump all the way to the top rail on this thing. You see that? Who said white men can't jump? Hand away, buddy.
Well, I want you to know he wasn't scared of that bull, not a bit.
What?
He just got up a little higher so he could see him better.
Well, he ought to point the end that's got two eyes at him then.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he's going to look at him.
69 the score for Robert Bauer, 69 points. Let's go to the bull.
What's funny?
The bull.
Knees knocked together.
Are you sure?
Turn him out, will you?
Oh, boy. Chris Burke, Flatlander the bull. Oh, boy.
You notice he didn't want any part of me. Uh-oh, this is gonna hurt one of us really bad. Oh, yo. Beam me up, Scotty. Oh, no, I should never have eaten Mexican food. Mexican food doesn't agree with me.
Well, we got a score for our friend. It is Chris Burke of 72. Boy, about 70. We've in time. It's gonna show you the talent. Now this bull, they tell me, yep, this is the one. This is the one.
Don't tell me.
Love Tours Canyon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have him back in an arena. Would you officially welcome him back to Cody, Wyoming, Mr. Clint Ryan? Good to have you, sir.
He's lucky he didn't make me mad.
And score 75 points.
The girls.
These are some big old girls.
Yeah, buddy. You just think we got a front line that's tough.
High Plains is the bull. Watch this little dandy. And shoot 3. KJ Pletcher, Springer, Oklahoma.
Oh, I've been to Springer, Oklahoma. You been to Springer, Oklahoma?
Never been there.
You know they play football there, too?
Never been there. On your way out. Let's go next to Owen Washburn, Lordsburg, New Mexico. Shoot number 2. Owen Washburn has drawn a bull called Top Cat. You're squinting.
That's because I can't see very good.
You can't see that far away?
No, you've been dropped on your head many times as me. You wouldn't see very good either. Not that there's anything wrong with you, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you to meet the current reigning world champion bull rider, Jerome Davis. Jerome Davis is also currently ranked in our world standings the #1 man, numero uno. He's drawn a bull called The Great Divide. I want you to get a load of the size of this bull and shoot number 4. This kid's already won $50,000 this year. Oh boy, Jim Sharp, the Razor, is here tonight. Two-time the champ of the world, Stephenville, Texas. He's drawn a bull called Slam Dunk. That's right. Here's a man who will admit that he has had a come up to Stephenville, Texas. Good matchup here. Slam Dunk is one of the good ones of the Sankey Rodeo Company. Shoot 5.
This is one slam dunk I don't think Michael Jordan was any part of it. But
You're probably right. You're probably right. Well, he is back in full form, and we're glad for it as well. Nice job, Jim. Well, I'll tell you what, our Ranger officials are looking for the degree of difficulty, and you've seen it so far. We're going to take a look at the scorecards on this one. Remember, we're bringing back the top 12 again. How about 76 points? 76. Is your young daughter a cute little puppy? Is your young daughter Bailey here?
You know what? She hadn't messed on the rug near as much as my wife did.
We couldn't think of a name for him.
Yeah, right. We've been hearing that all.
Yeah, I'm serious. But you know, we should probably take a poll and ask our friends what we should call him. 013 is the brand.
013?
013.
You're not getting much information there, are you?
Well, I thought you'd help me out.
How about dead meat?
All right, shoot 3, Mr. Arkansas, DJ Vaughn. All right, let's ride one, DJ.
We're in the campground just east of Cody. It's jam-packed, as are all the campgrounds that we've passed in the last day and a half. Some are moving out to the Chainsaw Buffalo Run. It's a lineup for the pancake breakfast. Have a nice building set up in back of the main office and registration building. And have a free pancake breakfast from, I don't know if it's 79 or 69. I think it's 79, and there's been a line there constantly. This campground is loaded, as are all of them in the area. See the building, it, people sitting in there with a breakfast. You get pancakes are free, coffee's 35 cents, and refill. Get 3 links of sausage for $1.50 if you want sausage. There's where they have the horses. I guess they're going out on the trail ride. This is where George and I had our ride yesterday. The horses were nags. But what saved it all, as far as I was concerned, was we rode up a pretty steep trail, very steep actually. Right around over the top of it, you could see Wyoming, Cody. Nice overview, time to stop along the road and take a look at it. Just we're riding horses on some Mexican steer that's roaming that part of the land that we're blocking the trail. Our wrangler said we could perch some cattle. They use them to practice their roping, driving, steer roping. You know, corral down the wall. Sagarecha. I think this is an Indian woman who played an important part in the Lewis and Clark expedition, titled The Unknown. Indian family. Jack up worn by Red Cloud. This is a truck wagon. This is silver mounted mission saddle. It has engraved in silver all the missions in California. This is a Redwood saddle made for parade use. And the horse named theme song. Has over 100 ounces of silver. It weighs 105 pounds. This wagon was used at the Muddy Creek Ranch on the Harvey Rail Cut near Harvey, Montana. They built this wagon. They used it until 1938 when it had sold off and reduced its operation to the point where he no longer needed a wagon.
You'll also notice that our paper now is coming down, so we're actually starting into the printing mode. Blank image on that piece of paper at this point in time. So we're going to transfer our paper now from this large impression cylinder here up onto the transfer cylinder up here on top. And another neat thing about here's the plate. So we just tripped the counter. So as we continue on now, see our paper is going up onto the transfer cylinder. You'll notice there that the wooden stripper fingers are coming up. We're going to help strip that piece of paper from the transfer cylinder. The paper then would come down now onto what we call the fly press. And the paper would rest here against these two little iron dogs that are sticking out here on the fly. The fly would then take a piece of paper, bring it over like this, and lay it down here on. And then, of course, when they want to turn it off, they would move this back.
This is William H. Conner. Studio replica with items. It will be his own.
And how he felt. And it makes you understand
Which he made and the payments that he did. Madonna of the Prayer. Or the winner. Trail of the Lion. This is coming through the eye. I think I have this picture of the full-size casting. I believe it's in the Cowboy Hall of Fame in Oklahoma. Just left it rain where area. This is a huge mural of the Stampede. This is a recreation of Remington Studio in New York. With many of the items that he used to depict the accuracy of his paintings. This is a painting of that studio by a French artist, correction artist, Lyle Carr. This is the first franchise KOA in Cody, Wyoming. Looking out over from this historical monument, not far from Cody, we're looking at Bridger Butte. To the right of it, we've been able to identify the horses from somewhere in the area or era 50 million years ago, which I guess would have been a very small horse. And they've traced them up through to more recent, and I'm not sure what it was 9 million years ago or something. Then they disappeared until the Spanish horses came into the area about 1850. Bozeman Trail passes through here, through this valley. Avoids the bloody Bozeman Trail, which the Indians kept it bloody, I guess. We're in the Big Horn Mountains. This is Powder River Pass. 10-sheet creek, basically, into the Powder River Pass. Taking these pictures from an elevation of 9,666 feet. So it's another 1,000 feet up to the top. So we're talking about 10,666. Nice strong wind blowing through it. Very hot day, so it's refreshing. Crazy horse is 134 of the original sign of the finished monument. And that's the one.
This is not Korsak, the sculpture. This is Uncle Remus observing the progress. This is 134th Scale Mile. 45 tails from the model that we just looked at on the deck. City Hall, 1831, 1890. This is a plastic cast from the original that stands sitting on it. It's standing on it at the Standing Rock Reservation. The sculpture itself weighs 6 tons. Not blasted off of it. This Concord stage used from 1828 to 1910. No hell, had no equal for durability. Carried as many as 21 passengers, 9 inside, 12 on top. Pulled by 6 horses. Called by Mark Twain. A Creole called by Mark Twain. A Creole Louis. Notice the leather straps that supports the carriage. Built a helicopter. Just with 145 to 239. Margie?
You want the sculpture obviously in here, right? Yeah, kind of frame them all, right?
Right, now where are you? Hey, I got your picture yet.
Yeah. If you didn't get it, forget about it.
Well, I didn't get it. Well, I don't know. Wait a minute. Now, I'm enjoying this. That's Crazy Horse.
Now
Go
get
out there and
back
let me
over
get your
there.
picture, please.
Back out there. Now, people are quit watching.
Sure you have it on there?
Yes, I've got it on. I'm recording right now. If you just get out there. I'm eating up film, battery, everything else. All right, turn around, look at me.
Pat that horse, Don.
Oh, that was me.
Good boy, good boy. Okay, George, turn it on.
They made a picture composite like this, made a real. Word pictures given to Corsac by old Indians who had known it. The years they lived from 1843. This is a Crazy Horse, the Fighting Stallion is the title of it. Looking into the arm, trying to, which is taller than that hole is taller than an 8-story building. There was something in there a few minutes ago. I'm going to try to switch it around to the face. see any of the workmen up there. There was one on the cheek. I think I see one clinging to the side, right down from the arm on the flat. And then as we swing around to the head, supposed to be working in there on the main. Since we're considerable distance away, now I can say. Taking a picture down the street that's touched, the main street is touched with the dirt, but not rough. Wild donkeys all around here on the road. People come through. There's one down here, rolling in the dust, trying to get the itch out of his back.
And he wanted this brand new nation to actually grow and become a better one, a better nation, something that would be new, something with freedom. And Washington tried to fulfill that dream by leading us through the American Revolution. He knew about the importance of keeping our trees alive and keeping all of our animals alive as much as possible. He created the National Park Service. He also knew about the importance of work and everyone getting a paycheck. How are y'all doing today? Pretty good? Great. This actually feels good today. Yesterday it was very, very hot outside, so it was very, very warm in here.
Taking a picture alongside of the actual model of the mountain and the sculpture itself. Staying inside the studio.
Oh, that's like on the bottom of the chin and all that.
This is the winch. Another picture of the winch rack. This is the rock sections of it that have been blasted out. Man hanging on the side of the mountain. Orange peak light. Expected where Rushmore is and looks up my foot. Got a bosun chair hanging from the ceiling. This is Lincoln's plaster mask. Made from the powder and mineral called gypsum. A mask of each of the four figures is made in comparison.
How did you bend yours?
Keep taking pictures from various spots on the circuit around the monument. It's the amphitheater at the base of the monument. Still a lot of work taking place. Changed a lot since we were here before. Looks like they have plans for the future. Redesigning and reconstructing the area has made it possible to get almost directly under.
Looks like it's good chip on chip. You know, I can't remember what that was called. What did they call
Sculpture. Jefferson and from this point, Jefferson and Teddy Roosevelt are not visible. The rocks that were blasted off the mountain are right at their feet.
Nuclear piles.
老子是大橘子造的一个，应该爬上去。是老的大橘子。还养的，买了呗，坏脚完了，绝了。More.
Is that rubber? All this junk.
Oh my gosh.
It looks so fine, but it's big.
Looking back over to in the entrance area from the parking lot down below the other side of that hill. And the original gift and crafts and cafeteria area. And on down to the amphitheater. This is all new construction and will eventually be under the next phase. This walkway will continue on around to the new amphitheater adjacent to the old one. This is the very end of the new construction on the President's Trail, which will be extended around and over to the new amphitheater, which you now can see.
We're in a cave. And in the rocks below, and you just get
Laura?
a picture of Washington, and you can see Lincoln just barely on.
Oh, okay, thank you. I see her.
This is a good shot. Shows you what they started working with. Just moving across, you can see the face of George Washington. Here's the right side.
Just as the Republican ideals that Armour had inspired and dazzled mankind in 1776. We hold these truths to be self-evident in these declarations of independence. That all men are created equal. They are endowed by their Creator with pursuit of happiness. George Washington was the father and resolve seen never before. By sheer force of character, the great emancipator, Abraham Lincoln, guided the destiny of the nation during its greatest trial, the war between the states. Let us have faith, he said, that might makes might.
Well, there's George. The battery's too low. And we're on the road back to Custer, having just left the park. And it's starting to rain, so everything. There's Nate.
So anyway,
Happy guy. Came right to me when we walked in here about half hour ago. Had his mother interrupted feeding him. He didn't like that very well.
Don't let you sit up. You like this tea. Say hi to great granddad. Say hi to great granddad.
You go say hello to Matthew and Christine.
Say hello, Matthew. Hello, Christine.
Nicole.
And Nicole.
Melissa.
And Melissa.
Caitlin.
Yeah, I want to see everybody. Be careful there. You're level.
Just goes on forever and
How many do
ever.
we have now? 27 or so?
we're getting the little guys here. Guys in his
Look at that.
grandma. Looks like grandma with her hair. We just arrived about a half hour ago, though, so. Here, huh? Is this Nate? Nate?
Is this Claire's
Is
room?
your name Nate?
It's Nate's room. What do you do in Nate's bed? Is that from Uncle Joe and Aunt Cindy?
Maybe your mom can pick you up and we'll find out where, since Nate's there, maybe Claire will be over in the other room.
Nate's keys, huh?
Well, maybe Claire will be in the other. He made these curtains, Barbara.
Yes.
She's many talented.
Here you want oh, okay, that's the simple tab. Okay, babe, come on, it's from your room. Let's show you.
Oh my gracious
Look
sake.
at how clear the iron is. Yeah, that part comes off and there's a little, and that's a chalkboard. And your other toys, where do you sleep? You have drawers? Hey, that's really neat.
Look at the picture. Look at the pictures on the wall.
Oh, Jeff's grandmother made that for her. What, this? Yeah, it's, I guess County Cross. Funny, I still need to. Cross stitch your embroidery, which is that? It's both, it's cross stitch and then there's a little. But I made these. Oh, and
You recognize that thing, Marge.
Jeff's stepsister-in-law made the, she made the.
Oh. Is that
Oh,
what
that's
you-
what Granddad
is that
bought,
when your
bought
mom
the
and dad
kids.
brought them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Granddaddy got that for you, Claire. Look. She likes it. She knows how to ride that thing. Right away, she got right on there, and boy, she was going. She survived that.
They fell in love with that thing. Some of these I know they had.
It was, I don't know if you can
Now
see
I got it. Yeah, we got.
Claire. No screaming.
Positive.
A cushion for it. It's actually finished right now. It's got a, I don't know what you call it, a stain or something on it. Some kind of varnish.
Oh, a sealer?
Yeah.
Just one application take? It all started with a weather-beaten car. First, a new finish restored a showroom shine with no rubbing, no buffing. Then we let the hood broil in the scorching desert sun for 20 days and baked it under highly reflective mirrors that intensified the sun's rays 6.
Call. Na 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 na. Who's na 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 na? Huh? Who's na 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 na?
How does that work?
See, Barbie, short visits are lots of times lots better than long visits.
Well, I don't know about that. But a
It's
short
better than
visit,
no visit at all.
that is, I'll agree with that. I'm real glad we were able to get out here.
So you decide which way you're going to go?
No,
Down in the 90.
Nate's grabbing your cereal. Better look out, he's going to take it over.
so, I don't know when we'll see you again, but it's been real nice and thanks for everything.
Your turn now. Fred, should I put another banana in here? I'll put 1.5 bananas in.
George grew beard. Really been doing it for him. Jean told him to grow a beard when he was gone. Just checking it out here.
Oh, that's neat looking.
We went horseback riding in the afternoon.
Boy, Mom, your pictures turned out wonderful. Holy cow.
Trying to get on.
Well, we're home from a safe and successful journey to Alaska by the way of Oregon Washington, Vancouver, Seattle, British Columbia, Yukon, back down through to Prince George into Spokane, Washington, across to Bozeman, Montana, Yellowstone, Crazy Horse, Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone, Madison, Des Moines, and it felt just as good getting home as it did leaving on the trip. Over a 2-month span, being away from home, things happen. Some good, some not so good. Driving home, you find that the kids, as usual, have been up to their shenanigans. We expected as a gift for Mother's Day, the paper in the kitchen, but we found the deck had been pressure washed. I understand that was Joe Crespo's job. Joe Gardner contributed in different ways. One was matching the paint in on the kitchen stove and the refrigerator and dishwasher. Kenny got the door hung, but refinished or finished and hung. Ronnie, Virginia, Elizabeth. You can see the azaleas that are cleaned up around the deck and planted azaleas. Just made you feel real good, not as much for what they've done. Mike and I replacing the window, the sink, countertop. As you can see, the kitchen was redone, period. And as I said, it makes you feel real good to have these things done. But what makes you feel even better is when your children can get along. Children, quotation marks, with the baby over 40 years old, can get along, enjoy each other's company, and work together, and have fun doing it, apparently. And I guess part of the fun was wondering what we were going to say when we couldn't find this or we couldn't find that. I'm still looking for my trailer. And I think I've got about 4 bags of top and bond that I thought was still good. I've not been able to, not really been serious about it yet, but find out what happened to him. It feels just as good coming home, even better. Then you do leave it. It was really a great trip, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The beginning of it, after we got started, which took 2 or 3 days, was a vacation. From the time we got onto the Alaskan highway until we got back into British Columbia at Dawson's Creek, it was an experience, an adventure I like to call it, with a minimum of problems and just outstanding scenery, snow-clad mountains, probably the entire assortment of animals that are native to North America or native to that region. Rocky Mountain sheep, Dall sheep, caribou, moose, elk, buffalo, grizzly bear, black bear, squirrel, ravens. You've got the whole run of things. And everywhere you look was a different kind of world that we're accustomed to. And I'm only thankful for the support of our family. For Martin being able to enjoy herself, she was just great. Not having any negative effects on her health. Saw a lot of red squirrel. I think maybe we've got some coming around here. I see a little tint of red on this fall. Everyone for their prayers for our safe return. I'd like to thank God for the answer to my prayer, not only for a safe return, but the safety and well-being of our family, our loved ones, while we were going. May it continue. Apparently, Nancy was the home base coordinator. She had this map hanging on the wall with various cards that she had received, and she, along with the kids, traced our trip, traced us as we crossed the country. You're on. You're safely home. I was real happy with the.
Well, we had quite a trip, a long one. I said 13,000. Dad said 14,000, but I think we've compromised on that one. But anyway, the best part of the trip is to get back home. Not the best part, that isn't quite right. But anyway, we got home. Of course, we found that the gremlins had been in the house and really worked the kitchen over. It makes you just feel real good.
Until you were rudely interrupted by that plane, you were saying the gremlins must have been here.
Anyway, our gremlins decided we needed our kitchen kind of upgraded. So they got together apparently the 4th of July, somewhere around then, and Elizabeth had decided she was going to paper the kitchen. And she and I went up and picked out some paper before we left. So then she said, well, it told Mike she couldn't paper the kitchen until he put the window in there. That had been sitting on the porch for, well over a year. So I guess he kept after enough. He come up and put the window in. He said it took him about 2 hours. He figured it's going to take him a couple of days at least. So then they decided that, they put in a new countertop, new stainless steel sink, the faucets and everything. And took the stove out on the deck, and then I understand Joe took it up to his garage and painted it. It was Harvest Gold. It is now almond, matches a refrigerator, dishwasher, and countertop. So of course, it makes a very nice looking kitchen. And it goes well with the wallpaper. So they also spray washed the deck, put the new front door in that Kenny had down at his house for a year or so. Put it in. And I think that pretty well takes care of what was done, which is great.
How about the yard and everything?
And the yard, the grass
All
was cut, the girls planted new azaleas. So they planted them right here beside the deck, so that their dad couldn't stack things up there anymore. I don't know where he's supposed to put his firewood now. Anyway. But anyhow, it's real nice to have a group like that that cares enough for you that they want to do things. And of course, they usually wait until we go on a trip. Then they don't have to argue with their dad about it. So anyhow, as far as the trip was concerned, it was very, very nice, interesting. A long way from home. That take care of it?
Well, I guess maybe it does. That's our 49th state. We've been in all of them.
Except Hawaii.
And
you can't drive to Hawaii.
One left is Hawaii. So maybe we can work that out one of these days.
I don't know about that.
Well, maybe I can work it out one of these days.
Of course, we lived in the trailer for 2 months. And it's nice to get into. It has a little room around it. The trailer's not bad. It has a comfortable bed in it anyway.
Well, without the bed, a good bed. You just
But I'm
couldn't
still glad
do
to
it
be home.
a trip like that.
People say, why don't you just stay in the motel part of the time? I said, heck no, we have a better bed in that trailer than you can find in the motel. So, why bother?
Not only that, but you want to fix a cup of coffee or a sandwich, or get ready for bed at 7 o'clock and decide to fix something to eat later on. You don't have to be running out.
I haven't figured out yet how many different campgrounds we stayed in. I have the receipts from them. When I get the checkbook straightened out, this month's bills paid, well then I'll go to looking at something like that. I gotta do first things first. Because we had to kind of put the kitchen back together again. The girls left the things that we had, they left that for us to do. Okay?
I guess that's okay. I don't know how you sat still long enough to do all that. I guess this is the 4th day we've been home. And we've been slowly, deliberately unloading the trailer, wearing up things in the house, putting them away, hanging clothes, doing everything in reverse, because that was necessary when we left. It hardly took more than 3 or 4 days getting ready. And I'm certain it will be another 3 or 4 days before we're really back in the groove. When you change and travel a span of 4 time zones, of course it wouldn't let you move from one to the other in a 24-hour period. They grew one by one, which was to your advantage on the way out. On the way back, it reversed itself, and I tried to, the day that I knew I was going to hit a new time zone, stay on the old time zone until that night, and then change it, and then the next day I would be starting out new. And that worked fine, but the body itself has